Hello students, welcome back to our economics class. In the last classes we have discussed topics from unit number 2, that is theories of consumer behavior. The topic was indifference curve and its assumptions. So what was an indifference curve? It is a locus of point, each representing two combinations of goods which are giving you same level of satisfaction. If you just drink a milk of Bonvita, you will get the same level of satisfaction. If you drink the milk with Boost or Complan, you will get the same level of satisfaction. So Bonvita and Boost are two different goods. So from two different goods, you are getting same level of satisfaction, that is called as indifference curve. So what were its assumptions? The first one was it was based on ordinal utility. Then the second point, there are two goods X and Y. Prices of goods are given. The consumer is having complete knowledge about the prices of goods in the market. The goods are divisible. So there are many assumptions which we have already discussed. So in today's class we will discuss what are the properties of indifference curve. Assumptions are done and this is properties. So there are nearly 5 properties of indifference curve. First one, indifference curve is negatively sloping downwards. We have discussed in our third unit demand, like whenever something is increased, the next thing is decreased. Supply increase, demand decrease, or supply decrease, demand increase, then that is nothing but negatively sloping, right? So the slope is from left to right. Am I right? So what is the definition? The amount of one good in combination is increased, then the amount of other good in combination will be decreased. One good is increased, then the other good will decrease. So this up and down relationship is called as negative relationship. So you will get a negative slope from left to right. So this is our indifference curve. Whenever you see two letters, that is IC, then that is nothing but indifference curve. So here IC1 means indifference curve 1. IC2, IC3, IC4. So this is what an indifference curve diagrammatic representation. Alright. So first property of indifference curve is it is negatively sloping downward, because the amount of one good in combination is increased, then the amount of other good in combination is decreased. The slope is negatively sloping from left to right. This is the first property. Coming to second one, indifference curve always convex to the origin. Indifference curve is always convex to the origin. So this shape in your 10th standard physics you have discussed what is convex and what is concave. Alright, so this is nothing but convex. The opposite of this is concave. For example, if I have one slipper, okay, the slipper which is downwards to the land, okay, to the platform, there I am keeping some nails. Nails means not this nails, I am talking about the nails which we keep on the walls. So that nails I am just inserting in the slipper, and if I turn that slipper like this, that is concave. If I do it like this, every nail will go in different directions. But if I make it like this, if I twist that slipper like this, all nails will come and meet at one point, that is convex. Alright, what I said you just now, if I do the slipper like this way, all nails will come and meet at one point. If I do it like this, all nails will go in different directions. So where it is meeting, that is called as convex. Here you can see everything will come and meet, whereas here everything will go in different directions. Alright. So what is the shape of convex indifference curve? It is convex. The shape is like this. It's not like this. This is called as convex and this is called as concave. So indifference curve is convex or concave? It is not concave, it is convex. So second property of indifference curve is it has always convex to the origin. Origin means what? 0, 0. For y-axis this is 0. For x-axis this is 0. So this is the origin. It is always convex to the origin. It is never concave to the origin. First property is indifference curve is always negatively sloping downwards. Second is indifference curve is always convex to the origin. Coming to third point, indifference curve never intersect each other. For example, these two are parallel lines. Are they touching each other? No. Now are they touching each other? Yes. Now are they touching each other? Yes. This is called as intersection at any point. If I draw two lines, this is not intersecting, this is parallel. If I draw like this lines, is it intersecting? Yes. Where? At this point. Am I right? If I draw more two lines, it is intersecting where? Here. This is the intersecting point. So indifference curve, is it intersecting? No, it is not intersecting. So this is the intersecting figure. This is not intersecting figure. So what is the property of indifference curve? It will never intersect each other. Alright. Then fourth point. Higher indifference curve represents higher level of satisfaction. Lower indifference curve represents lower level of satisfaction. Here you have two curves, IC1 and IC2. IC1 is indifference curve 1, IC2 is indifference curve 2. The higher the indifference curve, the higher the satisfaction. Lower the indifference curve, lower the satisfaction. This is the fourth property of indifference curve. First one is it is negatively sloping downwards. Second is it is always convex to the origin. Third is indifference curve never intersect. Point number 4, higher the indifference curve, higher the level of satisfaction. Lower the indifference curve, lower the level of satisfaction. Last and final point, indifference curve never touches x-axis or y-axis. Sleeping line is called as x-axis. Standing line is called as y-axis. Sleeping line is also called as horizontal line. Standing is also called as vertical line. So horizontal is our x-axis, standing is the y-axis. So do you find anywhere, is it touching x-axis or y-axis? It is not touching the x-axis or y-axis. In this figure you can see it is touching the x-axis and the curve is also touching the y-axis. So it is not an indifference curve. This is an indifference curve. It is neither touching the y-axis, it is neither touching the x-axis. This is the fifth and last property of indifference curve, that indifference curve never intersect. Alright, totally 5 points we have discussed. What is the topic name? Properties of indifference curve. First property, it is negatively sloping downwards. Second property, indifference curve is always convex to the origin. Third property, indifference curve never intersect each other. Fourth point, higher the indifference curve, higher the level of satisfaction. Lower the indifference curve, lower the level of satisfaction. Last and final point, indifference curve never touches the x-axis or y-axis. So I request all of these students to watch all the previous classes, those who have missed, and just don't close the mobile phone as soon as the class ends. We have very less time for our board exams. So what you need to do, you need to practice hard. Don't wait for the colleges to open to come and sit in front of me, then you read. This is not right. Alright. So what you need to do, even though your lecturer is present or not present in front of you, you need to do your work honestly. As soon as the class ends, you need to by heart this topic now itself and try to write it without seeing now itself. This must be your attitude towards the study. As soon as the class ends, you should not close your mobile phone, close your books and get busy in your works. Take out time for studies, then you will get good marks. Alright. So daily, as soon as the economics class ends, you need to read that topic or so and so, side headings, answers, definitions. Read it, write it without seeing. Read it, write it without seeing. Then at the end, try to say the answer without seeing to you. Okay? Then you will get certain confidence. Alright. See you in the next class with some more new interesting topics. Till that, stay healthy, stay home and never stop practicing.